So we're going to give you guys basically our way too early playoff picture. So that's 7 teams from the NFC, 7 teams from the AFC. So who I got starting it off is Brandon. Brandon's going to give us his playoff picture first. When we go Ashley's, then I'll give you mine last.
All right.
Let's do it.
Here we go. We love doing way too early Super Bowl predictions, accolades, and now we have another addition to this, Ashley. This is the playoff picture. Like, we don't know what the hell could happen, right? Because it's any given Sunday. I think there's 4 to 5 teams not even 4 to 5, 3 to 4 teams every single year that has an opportunity, and the rest is up for grabs, right? We haven't had not one playoff, preseason game yet. So we don't have no film to see how these teams are meshing well together. Guys went out there and they drafted. They had free agency. People got cut. People are coming back from injury. How are they feeling? How are they going to all come together? So this is going to be interesting. I feel like I got the list right. Okay. There's going to be some debate. There's going to be some frown. Some people are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Ashley, I don't know about for you, but when Corey gave us this assignment last week and I started going through the exercise, I found it to be difficult, right?
Okay.
There was a few teams where I was like, you know what? This makes sense. Patrick Mahomes, like everybody knows, Kansas City's going to be on both of our lists. Like, I'm predicting that 100%.
Yeah.
But then there's other teams like, and then you put this team down because you feel good about it. But then you forget, like, damn, but this team, they did this. Blah, 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 blah. So how was it for you putting together your AFC playoff picture and NFC playoff picture? Did you find it difficult like I did?
I didn't find the division winners difficult, but I went ahead and, 3 wild cards each conference. I felt like that was a little bit of a little bit more tricky.
Right.
Was trying to figure out those wild card positions. But I think I got a good list.
Okay. All right. So I'm not like going off of like who's going to be first seed, who's wild card.
Me.
I didn't do any of that.
I did division winners and wild card winners.
You did that. I did Super Bowl. Who's going to make it to the Super Bowl? That's all I did.
Okay.
I
didn't do that, so there we go.
All right, great. All right, so here we are. We're finally here, and this is it. Okay. Corey said 7. All right. But I did 8. It was so hard. I did 8, Ashley. So please give me grace here. So in the AFC, I have the Baltimore Ravens. It's hard for me to go against an organization that has Lamar Jackson, that has a defense. They're not like the defense of old, but they have a great philosophy. They have a great scheme. You have Lamar happy, paid, pockets are fat. You bring in OBJ. We just saw highlights of Zay Flowers. How do you not get this done? They say they're watching film from Louisville. All right? He's going to throw it around the yard. 2,500 yards, 3,000 yards. Yeah, please. Lamar Jackson's going to throw for 4,000 plus yards. Okay, 30 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions. He might be in the running for MVP. Don't be surprised if you see this team go on a legendary run. So I have the Baltimore Ravens here. We're going to stay in the division. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals you got Joe Burrow. Last year, they didn't start off hot. I think they may have dropped the first 2 games, and they may have been sitting there like at 1-2, 1-3. I don't know what it was. But everybody's like, what's happening with the Cincinnati Bengals? And then guess what, Ashley and Corey? They went on a legendary run. So I don't think there's going to be any pushback here on my AFC playoff picture in the first 2. I think people will be good. There might be a little bit of pushback on the Baltimore Ravens because it's a very difficult division. There's a lot of teams. It's like, damn, this team could potentially be here. Where are the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Like, that's a team that could easily be on this list, but they're not. The Los Angeles Chargers. I truly believe in the Chargers. There could potentially be 3 teams in this division, the AFC West, that could potentially be in the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs, of course you're going to go with Patrick Mahomes. If you force me to pick a number 1 seed, I'm going to go I can't go to Kansas City Chiefs because they're not my Super Bowl. They're not my Super Bowl team that's going to represent the AFC. But you could. It's a great art. It's a great bet. The Denver Broncos, I'm sorry, guys. They're not in the playoff, but I just put an asterisk right there. I think they could be, Ashley, I think they can get in. Sean Payton, you don't think Sean Payton's a great head coach? Russell Wilson, is he done? Is he cooked? You tell me right now. Is Russell Wilson cooked?
No.
Okay, great. So I feel good there. Tennessee Titans is my shock team. Tennessee Titans are my dark horse team. Y'all are sleeping on this team. They arguably have probably a top 5 head coach. He's gotten it done with guys that can't even make the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's done that in the past. Ryan Tannehill has a chip on his shoulder. They got the biggest. They made the biggest offseason move in DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins might go for 1,500 yards this year. He has a chip on his shoulder. He wants more money. He took a discount. Come on. The Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, legendary run, but man, it's any given Sunday, something can happen with one of these teams. It's about health. Buffalo Bills are there. So on the AFC, I'll hold that. So here's my AFC picture. Sorry to be so long-winded, but it is what it is. And then you have the NFC, Dallas Cowboys. Ashley, I believe the history, in the history books it
There's
says
no repeat NFC East winner.
For how many years? Like 20 or 25 years?
Like 20 years, yeah.
20 years. So all this talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, they can repeat, meaning going back to the Super Bowl. They made some great moves. They talking about they might have got the steal of the draft with this freaking defensive tackle, Corey. Mm-hmm. But in 20 years, no one in this division has ever repeated as divisional champions. Could this be the year that they get it done? We can see the Philadelphia Eagles going back to back. I don't think so. I believe the Dallas Cowboys get it done.
Hey, Corey, in the AFC, you see who's not there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
I know it was hard.
I was holding my comments because I think it's crazy.
You just now seeing that, Ashley?
I just wanted to see if you noticed that or not.
Well, say it. Get it off your chest.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know if you noticed that the Miami Dolphins aren't anywhere on that.
Well, look, now that we're talking about it, what's the justification? Because was it Jalen Ramsey getting hurt? Like, did that just spook y'all?
Yeah. Like, think about it.
How they go from like one of the contenders in the NFL to now they're not even in the playoffs?
All right, so here's the thing. Let's go to the the AFC East. So AFC East, the New York Jets, okay, the Buffalo Bills, and then the Miami Dolphins. So you have three teams that come out of it. Tennessee Titans, I don't think they're better than the Miami Dolphins, but their division is weaker. Somebody got to win a division. You win a division, you get into the playoffs. So who are we taking out? Tell me who you're taking out right now.
I personally like in their division, because somebody in their division needs to go. Jacksonville, I think it's obvious.
Jacksonville's not up there.
I know they're not. And you're saying who do we take out?
Who do you take out to put the Miami Dolphins in?
Well, once I go through my playoff picture, it's gonna make sense. But I don't think the Tennessee Titans are coming out of that division.
Okay, cool. So you want me to move
forward? Go ahead. Go back
I like the debate. I like to get spicy.
Yeah. No, well, once I go through mine, then it'll make more sense.
Okay.
Because then,
so I'll be quick here on the NFC side because I'm excited to see Ashley's. I know Asherdamus. Yeah, I think that's when your name falls this year.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. I had a great run during the NBA. So
So Dallas Cowboys. I have the Dallas Cowboys. I have the Philadelphia Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings. I have them winning their division. Detroit Lions, I think they come in there. They're going to have a great year. The New Orleans Saints, they win their division. San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks. And then you have this team that a lot of people say they're rebuilding or retooling, the Los Angeles Rams. And here's why I put them here, because this could have easily been another asterisk team. I put them there because Sean McVay made a comment. And you know I love stories, Ashley. You know I love storylines. Sean McVay a couple weeks ago came out and said, nobody's talking about it. Everybody think we're done. You'll see. When he said that, I said, oh, my goodness.
Put faith in you.
What is he? It's Sean McVay. It's their little boy genius. Think about it.
Okay.
So, but on the outside, it's like,
with what
come
players?
On. You have
they stay healthy.
Right.
I mean, if they stay healthy, they got
Was it Angels in the outfield? Like, where are the players?
Sean McVay just gave me that little sound bite. All right, so should I tell the folks who's coming out the AFC representing in the Super Bowl and the NFC, or should I hold that, Ashley? What do you want me to do?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the AFC, who I have representing the AFC in this year's Super Bowl out in Las Vegas, Nevada, okay? Beautiful stadium. I have the New York Football Jets.
Wow.
Is that like a shocker? Top 5 defense?
You have them going to the Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
That's not a wow. You should have been like, okay, I can see that.
I can't see that. But
what?
Okay.
Top 5 defense and then
over
Aaron
the Bengals
Rodgers?
or the Chiefs?
Aaron Rodgers in the top 5 defense. Ashley Nicole Moss. And then on the NFC side, whew.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. The people want to. Who wants to hear you say it?
Give me the
say
beer.
It.
Woo, give me the beer. Give me the Troy Aikman beer.
Say it.
I'm going to do it right here.
The
Throw it to me.
people want to hear you say say it, and they want to hear you mean it.
Hey, I just believe the 49ers, the Eagles. You don't have to put it in there. This is the Troy Aikman beer. Ashley, you said after every Cowboys win, you're going to chug 8. This is Troy Aikman's beer. We had him on the show. You're going to shotgun it. Okay? So I'm going to do it right now. I ain't going to shotgun. I don't know how to shotgun.
Do it.
I can't shotgun.
Say it.
The Dallas Cowboys go to the Super Bowl in the NFC. They finally break the curse, and we stop talking about it's going to be the biggest parade in the history of football or all of sports. They're going to get the biggest ring because anything in Texas is always bigger. Jerry Jones is going to be able to take a deep breath. Dak Prescott's going to go out there and be legendary. They got an amazing defense. Is it Micah or Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons is probably going to win an MVP. I know I said something differently a couple weeks ago when we did our 2 early predictions, but this dude can't be stopped. Don't be surprised he has 25 sacks. Don't be surprised if Diggs has 15 picks. Don't be surprised. They have Dan Quinn as a DC. You mean to tell me Dak Prescott's a bum? Go back to the freaking conversation that we had 3 months ago when everybody was saying that Dak Prescott's a bum. If you look at his first 7 years compared to Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all the great quarterbacks, his numbers are not only right there, they're better than most of them. So yes, I say this with a little bit of
say it with conviction.
I don't have the conviction.
Say it with your chest.
I'm nervous.
Talk to me nice. Say it with your
Dallas
chest.
Cowboys. Ashley Nicole Moss.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yikes.
What?
They go to the Super Bowl.
You heard that,
the Jets and the
They're
Cowboys.
going to be second
Did
in
you
the
hear that?
division.
In Vegas.
That's cool.
Did you
They
hear
second
that?
in the division, though.
Oh,
Did you
my
hear that?
goodness.
I hope everyone in this room heard that, right?
Ay, Dios
All right,
mío.
let me take
He
this
didn't say
beer.
the New York
Cowboys.
Giants.
Here, hey, Troy Aikman, here's to you. Okay? Cowboys, here's to you.
All right, Ashley, you up.
We got to get this on. We're watching Brandon drink his beer on camera.
It's good. Troy, you did a good job. You did a good job. Maybe he'll sponsor a show. He got a lot of money.
I was doing the same. I was doing the same thing when I took the sip. I'm like, yo, it's good.
It's
though. It's
smooth.
good. It's smooth. That's what
Yo,
I
I
said.
can just sit here and drink this like
You basically did.
Oh my goodness, I ain't chug it all.
I ain't gonna lie, if you drinking warm beer and saying it's good, that's pretty good.
Right.
Usually beer is really good when it's cold.
Oh, yeah, beer. Yeah, for sure.
When it's cold and you just
This
came
is
from
smooth.
outside.
Have you tasted it
I
yet?
haven't had any
Give
yet.
Ashley
Ashley,
one
let's go.
What?
before you go. It's very smooth.
Okay, thank
You
you.
should crack it open as you start your NFC play.
Smoothie, beer, water. Like, we got to pick a struggle here. Okay, here we go. Boom. My way too early playoff picture looks a little something like this. Okay, so
Ooh, here we go.
here we go. I got the New York Jets coming out of the AFC, out of their division.
My
I got
twin.
got them coming out of their division. I got the Buffalo Bills being the wild card of that division. I just feel like although Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen seem to be kumbaya, I feel like there's some motion in the ocean there. And I feel like it's at any given moment it can implode. So I don't know if they're completely simpatico going into this season, and that makes it a little bit rocky for me. I got the Bengals winning their division. Joe Burr, Joe Shiesty, however you want to say it. I know he tweaked his little situation in training camp. He's going to be good to go. The Ravens are going to go ahead and be the wild card coming out of their division. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win their division, so I disagree with the Tennessee Titans. Don't think they stand a chance. Okay. I think that the Jaguars are out of all those teams there, are set to go and are primed to go ahead and win that division once again. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think there's any surprise there. Patrick Mahomes is what it is. Travis Kelce is what it is. Andy Reid is what it is. The Denver Broncos are my wild card. I think that Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are going to do just enough to creep their way into the playoffs. Now, I don't have them going the distance. Don't think this is a Super Bowl team, but I do think that this is a team that is just good enough to go ahead and make their way into the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Now, I was borderline on swapping out my Buffalo Bills pick for the Miami Dolphins, but I had two big question marks, Jalen Ramsey and Tua Tagovailoa. Those are my two things that stopped me from putting them in the mix. But if I went ahead and did an 8th pick like Brandon Marshall, it would be the Miami Dolphins.
I don't understand how y'all see the Broncos and the Tennessee Titans having a better season than the.
I didn't have the Titans.
Than the Bills and the Dolphins. That's what I'm saying. You don't
The
think those
Broncos
two
are
teams?
my wild card.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't think the Bills and the Dolphins would be able to make it in as wild cards above the Tennessee Titans and the Broncos?
Bro, it's tough, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like let that marinate though. The Bills and the Dolphins will have worse seasons than the Tennessee Titans.
Well,
and the
no, you got to
Broncos.
think. No. So she got Jacksonville. I have Tennessee. So
They're division winners.
They can win 8-9 games, win their division. They're still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. But that's what I'm saying. Well, one, I don't agree that the Jags won't be better than the Tennessee Titans. I think the Jags. I'm cool with your Jags pick. I'm cool with that. But everyone outside of that are wild cards at this point. So you got the Broncos. You got
the Broncos, Ravens, Bills are wild cards.
Yeah, Ravens is a great wild card pick. You'll see that I have the Ravens as a wild card pick too. But the Broncos, though,
Yeah, bro. Top 5 defense. You have Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. I'm not subscribing to this whole story that Russell Wilson is done.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not subscribing. I think that the sophistication will be back with Sean Payton. You know, they took a big blow yesterday in Tim Patrick going down, but you still have Jerry Jeudy, you still have Cortland, right? Like you have some dogs. So like I think the Denver Broncos is going to be good.
I don't think that they're going to make any noise in the playoffs. I think they get into the wild card, and I'm a firm believer, depending on what that matchup is, that they lose that game.
All right, so y'all said like Jalen Ramsey getting hurt spooked y'all, but we know he's only going to be out
Tua.
6 to 8
It's
weeks.
Jalen Ramsey
Tua.
spooks me, and Tua spooks me.
But then the Broncos losing Tim Patrick and potentially KJ Hamler don't spook
But they
y'all?
still have.
No, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine? I mean, I know they have Judy, but like that's depth though. We
But
talking
they
about
also
depth at that
have
point.
Russell Wilson, who I don't think is washed.
Right.
They have Sean Payton, who I desperately wanted for my Dallas Cowboys. That's no knock to Mike McDaniels. I just feel like if Jalen Ramsey was out of the picture still, and it was Tua who was the health of Russell Wilson, I'd pick the Dolphins to be it.
Yeah.
I'd have the Dolphins there. It's Tua and the combination of Jalen Ramsey that's making me nervous.
Ashley, then also you talked about this when I went back in Dak's career, his stats, and you said like, well, after your first year, there's film out on you. I believe that was the conversation, right? So when you think about the Miami Dolphins and Coach McDaniels, it's always like that. It's always like that. So first year he comes out, he takes the league by storm. These defensive coordinators don't know what he's throwing at them. He takes a lot from Kyle Shanahan from 49ers, and then he puts his own little spin and a little tweak on it. He has different personnel, right? So now there's 18 games out on this team and Coach McDaniel. So I don't think their offense is going to be that explosive. So I agree with Ashley. Like it's going to be hard for the Miami Dolphins to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I wouldn't, but it's hard. It's a hard exercise.
No, it is.
Okay, so
Ashley, before you go to NFC, I just want to really quick. Why did you go with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that division?
I mean, let's go through that division.
They
shall
made it to
we?
the divisional round last year.
We have the Tennessee. We have the Texans are going to be respectfully trash.
Okay.
The Colts are in disarray.
Yeah.
The Titans, I mean, yeah, okay, Derrick Henry. Now you have DeAndre Hopkins, but you still have Tannehill as your quarterback.
You don't believe in Tannehill?
Do you believe in Tannehill?
I do. He's a Kirk Cousins.
Okay. I just think the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're talking about a team who won the division last season. We're talking about a team who I think it's safe to say they got better from last season.
I think I'm drunk.
I think
I just hit me. I'm sorry. I'm like, whoa. I'm trying to track Ashley right. I'm like, yo, this one big.
You're not punch drunk, are you?
I just feel like it makes the most sense. You have a team who won the division last season. They got not drastically, but they did get better this time around. They're in the prime position to go ahead and win this division again. They're also in the prime position to lose this division again. I think it's their division.
Okay. All right. Good. Oh, we'll see.
Okay, moving on to the NFC. Obviously, I had the Cowboys winning the NFC East. I do have the Eagles coming out with the wild card on that, though. Minnesota Vikings are going to go ahead and win their division. I am a believer in the Saints coming out of their division.
Dang, she saw my list.
The Carolina Panthers are my hot pick. I think they're going to go ahead and be a wild card. They are.
You are tripping here.
I put a little mix in there, a little surprise pick. I do think the Carolina Panthers are going to be a wild card.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think
they
they're
have a good defense.
They're good, and they're well coached. I like their coach.
But where's your playmakers at?
No, they have some playmakers.
They got some sleeper
Adam
playmakers.
Thielen. I love Adam Thielen. Who
Miles
else?
Sanders, DJ Chark. They're decent.
They got some sleepers that
Okay,
you gotta
yeah.
watch. Listen, the stars align. They could be a wild card pick. The San Francisco 49ers are gonna go ahead and win their division, and I think it's no surprise here. The Seattle Seahawks, I think, are gonna be that final wild card spot. Geno Smith is gonna have another incredible season. We already saw what the rookie can do. Obviously, you have DK Metcalf. You have Lockett. I think that this is and again, I'm a big fan of their coach. I think they're well coached. Not going to be a team that's going to go the distance, but definitely be a team that's going to do just enough to go ahead and get into the playoffs.
Ashley's way too early playoff pitcher. Great job.
Are we
I
ready
like
for the
it.
playoff picture that makes sense?
Hold on. Can you
And
tell
to
me?
answer the chat, 2 things. Panthers over Packers, yes.
Yeah.
Because the Packers have what?
Okay, go.
And I
ahead.
haven't seen Jordan Love play. I don't even know if he can play football. Have you seen him play football?
Yeah, right. No,
Okay, I don't know.
6 games.
I can't make that assumption. I didn't have the Chargers in my list because I don't trust Coach Staley. He's gonna screw them.
Oh man.
He's gonna figure out a way to screw them.
Are you gonna drink that beer?
No, I'm not gonna drink it right now.
Well, give it to me.
Oh, Brandon.
You want
It's
to.
good. It's
You're going
good.
down
I
to
will
it.
say this, Ashley, really quickly. Can you tell us who's going to represent the AFC and NFC in the Super Bowl?
I have the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl to represent the AFC, and as I do every year, I have the Dallas Cowboys coming out of the NFC to represent in the Super Bowl. Yeah, and you see who's not on my list. It is the New Jersey Football Giants. They're not there.
Right.
This list is for playoffs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, you know, that's
So
your
I
team.
have Bengals Cowboys. But that was when we did our Super Bowl predictions. That was my list. That was my
Yeah, I think I changed a little bit. I ran into somebody in Vegas, and it was like, Brandon, I love y'all show, but bruh, like he asked me he said, who's going to win the fight, Crawford or Spence? And I said, yo, I think it's going to be a draw, right? I'm betting a draw, but I said if I had to pick somebody, I'm going with Spence. And
Damn.
he's like, I be watching the show. I had to ask because you be switching up. You be contradicting yourself. Do I be doing that? Do I be switching up my picks and stuff?
Damn, I forgot about Detroit.
So all right,
You
so
really
she didn't
forget
answer
about-
my question. She totally ignored
Sorry,
me.
I was thinking I forgot about Detroit.
Like when she get in her space, she totally like. All right, we'll forget what I just said. Okay. All right, Ashley. So Detroit. So who would you take out? You gonna take out the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, I would take out the Panthers for the Lions.
So you want to do that right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out the Panthers for the Lions.
Because once we go, we go.
No
contradiction.
I'm gonna take. I totally
Like the guy
forgot.
said about me.
Totally forgot about the Detroit Lions. That's my bad. I would take out the Panthers for the Lions.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
can we take that note down, team JP, Jazz?
Yeah.
Because what I want to do throughout the year is let's have this same chart up, and then we'll put percentages throughout the year, right? Like,
to see
all
where
right,
it
the
seems
Jets has a, they started off 3-0, so 100%, 90% chance of making the playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars started off 0-2. So now their chances dropped to 47%. So I want to kind of track this throughout the year. So let's change out Ashley's.
My bad, Lions fans. I totally forgot about the Detroit Lions.
It's all good. It's all good.
As a
Now
team,
is the
as an
time.
organization,
It's like a
just totally
wedding.
forgot
You
them.
speak up now, or you forever hold your peace. Any other changes?
No. That was the only. I totally forgot about the Lions.
We'll go to Woo, and then we'll see our super producer, young super producer, Corey's list, which I'm excited. And I think there might be some debate there. But go ahead, Woo.
No, Will was just telling us we got 5 minutes left in the show. So I got 5 minutes left to, like
That's
I
plenty
said,
of time
talk
to go through
through
your
the
thing.
most logical playoff picture that
Oh.
everybody's going to hear up until this point. So let's do it, all right?
Oh, my goodness.
So
The Giants.
Oh! Let him have his
I don't
moment.
You got
know where-
you got 3 teams coming out of the NFC East. Come on.
just as they did last year.
we
So it's
gonna
not
let
like
you have
it's
your
something
moment.
super foreign.
I'm
so
gonna be quiet.
And then what you'll notice too, similar to how it played out last year in the NFC East, it's the same thing that's gonna happen in the AFC East. Because why? Like you just think logically about it. Like there's. All right, let me go through it. So I got the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
They're actually a wild card because I got the Cincinnati Bengals coming out of the the AFC North. That division wasn't pretty hard to determine. Now the AFC East, like I mentioned, I think this is going to be a year where we see 3 teams come out of this division. Again, same as the NFC last year. So you got the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you got the Jets. I personally think it's hard to determine who might win that division. I'll be honest, but Why not? Just give it to the Dolphins. Moving on.
have to.
Jacksonville Jaguars,
go.
right? Like the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to be a better team than the Tennessee Titans to me. They showed last year that they were, that they had some grit. We saw how they came out of that first round of the playoffs, and they only got better. If you ask me, they added Calvin Ridley. Come on now. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be a problem. If you ask me who might be that dark horse, I won't even really consider them a dark horse because they showed something to us last year. And then I got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're obviously a come out of that AFC West division. But that's the AFC playoff picture because if you go after those divisional winners, I'm going with the best teams. And the best teams left are either the Dolphins, the Bills, whoever wins that division, and you got the Ravens. You can't. I feel like there's no arguing those teams. It's not safe. It's just the most logical.
Thinking outside of the box.
Logical.
You basically just took all of the best teams and threw them into the playoffs. You didn't attribute to upsets. You didn't attribute to injury. You didn't even try to think. You just literally said,
I'm not gonna
"Give me all the best teams. They're all making the playoffs."
I'm not going to force the Tennessee like what the Tennessee Titans did once
I tell you?
Once they added D-Hop.
Stop disrespecting Tennessee.
No. So what they did when they added D-Hop was go from a losing team to maybe a winning team. They did not make themselves a playoff team.
Hold on. So first off, I want to say this. I respect your list.
I don't.
I do. It's a hard exercise. It really is. You know what I'm saying? When you go through it. So I can see this playing out that way. I do believe in the Miami Dolphins. I said from a player standpoint, the Tennessee Titans had the biggest acquisition this offseason in getting D-Hop. I think he's going to totally transform that offense. But when you think about coaching and just strategy, they brought in Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator. I played against so many defensive coordinators in this league. This dude's defenses is always 100. So, it is a big blow. I like what Ashley said. There's a lot of validity there. Her two biggest questions on the Dolphins, like Tua and Jalen Ramsey down. That's a big blow to this team.
But this is why I have confidence.
Potentially. So, sorry. We're not even – I don't even want to say that, but we know the situation around Tua. So hopefully he's healthy, Ashley.
All Corey did was copy and paste the teams from last season.
Stop. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Is
This is virtually last season.
No, the Jets didn't make it, right?
I said virtually.
Yeah,
outside of three teams, this is virtually last year's playoff picture.
No, because there was so much more that went into it, though. Because you got to think, these teams in the AFC are going to be putting up a lot of points. Those other two teams that both of y'all threw in the mix are not going to be able to keep up with
what other
teams in the AFC.
Tennessee
cannot keep up with any of these teams in the AFC.
Have Tennessee.
Well, let me tell you why, though.
I'm addressing both of y'all right now. I'm addressing both of y'all. He had Tennessee, you had Denver. Both of those teams cannot outscore any of these teams that you see here in the AFC.
Okay.
And the Broncos' defense isn't that great. And neither is the Tennessee Titans defense.
I'll let you have it. Because we got 2 minutes. I'll let you have it on the NFC.
We got 2 minutes? All right, let me get through the NFC first. All right, so NFC, I got, the 49ers coming out of the NFC North. I got the Seattle Seahawks as the wild card. I got the the New Orleans Saints coming out of the NFC South? And they'd be competing against the Panthers, Bucks, and I forgot who else is in there. But I got the Saints coming out of that division. Dallas Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles. I just can't see anybody in the NFC North securing a wild card spot outside of the Vikings. The Vikings are going to win that division. I don't have faith in the Lions. I think
Cowboys
I think they'll show some promise. No, Cowboys right there in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Lions, they'll show some promise. Don't think it'll be enough. I think they'll kind of finish in around the same, maybe in the same place that the Tennessee Titans might finish. The Bears, don't have faith in them, and definitely don't have faith in the Packers. So this is what I got coming out of the NFC.
You have the Giants over the Lions?
Yes. I think the Giants are going to be able to put all of this drama behind them. Saquon, he's a team guy.
It's going to be interesting.
The Giants? They got Darren Waller, too.
I'll say this.
They have 4 players.
While they're still debating.
They might have an explosive offense.
Let's take our 2 early playoff pitchers and let's put it on Twitter or X. Is it X now?
I don't know. The chat's saying
X.
Corey won.
No.
All he did was take last year's playoffs and put it on his list. So
the chat is one thing, Ashley. We got to go to Twitter because we still have audience from Instagram, from X, or X Twitter, whatever it's called, TikTok. We're going to put everybody together, right? And we'll take it to vote. All right. So we'll see. Indeed. Is it Ashley? Is it Corey? Or is it me?